ready.
Basically, El Camino, it means different meanings. Like it could mean like the path, the way, the road, and it also refers to that famous car that Jesse Pinkman also drove. So there's like
Oh,
multiple meanings for that word.
oh yeah, and we find out it actually belongs to this guy Todd.
Of course. So basically this rumor about like this the episode that happens after like the last episode for Breaking Bad has been around for a really long time, right?
What rumor?
Like I heard like a rumor, like people wanted to have like, of course, Jesse Pinkman wanting to have like an ending for himself after the last episode of Breaking Bad ended.
Well, I mean, it ended with him just being free from Walt. That's pretty good.
Of course, and then also after that show ended, there was like Better Call Saul, and it's
That
like,
is, that has no connection to this at all. Like, Better Call Saul has like very minimum presence in this.
of course, I'm just bringing it up because there's just Breaking Bad, then there's Better Call Saul, which is like a prequel and some sort of sequel of sorts,
Yeah, it
and
has a little bit of both.
And then there's also, of course, El Camino, which is like directly after the events of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, a true sequel.
So there is. You also mentioned to me before, like we went on this stream, that there is also a comic book. Do you mind going into detail about that?
Oh well, there was like a comic they released called Client Development. It was like a way back when they first premiered Better Call Saul. I mean, it was just like the story about how Saul and Mike found out about, well, who Walt really is.
Yeah, that's interesting. And then also, besides the comic book, there was also the extras on the DBZ set, where they have like these characters doing the most random thing. Like you mentioned before, there was Hank was cheating on his wife with a stripper.
Well, I'm trying to remember because it's been a while, but it was like Hank apparently slept with another woman right before he got married.
That's kind of wild because like it's kind of funny because all the characters in Breaking Bad have their own personal set of issues. Like, of course, Maria is like a Steve; she just steals everything. Hank is like a douchebag, just a douchebag. Then we have, of course, like Skylar, where she freaking cheated on Walter White.
Yeah, she's kind of a control freak. That's what she is.
And then finally, we have, of course, like Walter White, which is like the great drug lord of everything.
And don't forget Walter Jr.
Yeah, Walter Jr. is like on crushes to
That,
walk.
that's not the only impression he has there. Like, he can't get a proper breakfast.
Yeah, he wants to have his bacon to be, authentic, not like the turkey bacon. But let's talk about El Camino. We saw it the other day on Netflix. It's kind of interesting that they released this on their service because usually for Netflix for their original content they tend to be very woke nowadays. Like I noticed that there was this one show that had a controversy. I forgot the name of it, but it was like an animated show that was supposed to be like The Simpsons, but not The Simpsons like much more edgier where they were just having discussions about like sexual orientation and stuff, and that got like a lot of controversy.
You think that's controversial, Tyler?
Well, it was also controversial.
Hello, privilege. It's me, Chelsea.
Oh, that one. I saw. I actually made a video about that whole entire documentary. It was just, oh. Like, if you guys want to see like my personal response to that whole entire documentary, just go to my channel and click the video to see it. It's just terrible.
Hey, you know what? Netflix is equal opportunity. They accept Dave Chappelle, and they also accept like content like that. So it's all equal game to them.
I suppose so. Like, you can get the woke content, and then you get like the standard normal people content. So it's like a double-edged sword, really. Like, I tried to avoid the woke content as much as possible, But at the same time, if I want to make videos reacting to this kind of shit, like I want to see it so I could, get the view. So it's a win-win for, I guess, everybody.
Oh yeah.
But El Camino takes place after the last episode of Breaking Bad. Basically, as everybody knows, Walter White died, and so Jesse Pinkman is just using his car to go to who knows where. And
Like
for
we pick up like immediately afterwards. Like he's still driving away after the end of Breaking Bad. He's still on the road.
right. And so what happens is that he goes to his friend's place. They were playing like some sort of racing game, and he just knocks on the door,
And it's like
and
he has like this beard, and it's like, are you lost, sir?
like, who the hell are you? It's like they couldn't recognize his face at first because it looks so beaten and it's just so scruffy.
Yeah, like he had this like beard all over himself. He had like his hair was all messed up, and his scars all over his like face and back.
Right. It's also pretty interesting that as soon as they just let him go inside for sleeping, like what happened was that he just woke up and then just pull out the gun and then say like, no, it's us, friend, it's us.
Hey, if I was tortured like that, I might have PTSD too.
Even before he went to like the friend's house, like what happened was that there was like a flashback where he was talking to Mike, and it was like the place that he recommended for Jesse Pinkman to go. That was before his whole entire death in the original show,
See,
and he, oh, you go,
I thought that it was like, I thought it was originally Jane's idea actually to go to Alaska.
huh? I I don't. Maybe it might be. Like I think it was actually, but then he also managed to say it too. So both of
The
them recommended.
delegating consistency.
I don't know, but anyway, Mike recommended for Pinkman to go to Alaska.
It's kind of
Uh,
like, Vince Gilligan he just spoiled the entire plot for you just like that at the beginning of the movie.
yeah,
He's like, oh yeah, this is about how Jesse gets to Alaska, basically the movie.
yeah. And so as soon as Jesse Pinkman started to wash up and get dressed and stuff, his friend Skinny Pink decided to switch the cars around with
But
the
do you
other.
know what? You want to explain why that happened?
Apparently, what happened was that they called some sort of mechanic, and the mechanic noticed that it was actually bugged. The car was bugged, and so he just left and told everybody else to run away too.
But
And that's why they.
do you know exactly who that mechanic was?
It was the same mechanic they used. Like, there was the scene in Breaking Bad where Hank tried to get like Walter White and also Jesse Pinkman, and he actually stood up for them. The same mechanic there.
That's the same mechanic for magnets.
Right. But he also besides the magnet stuff, he also crushed the cars into bits. Like they crushed like the RV into half as soon as they decided not to use the RV.
All right, Tyler, you know the name of cars?
Nope.
Okay, so if you have like a car that's important to you, right? There's a function where it's like licensed, right? Like that. If you have like this certain thing, like I forgot the term for it, but like it, every company has like a sort of connection to their car, so if it gets lost or someone steals your car, they can track it.
Like a some sort of I don't want to say GPS,
Yeah,
but
like something like that. So when Todd is dead and all the other Nazis are dead, they know they can track just using that car because they have that thing already in place.
so it's like some sort of tracking device.
Basically, yes. That's
And
why.
and basically the police just had a tracking device on that car. That's why he ran away.
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
I mean, I thought it was some sort of tracking device, but I forgot the name of it.
But yeah, it's like if you care about your car, and it's like almost like just like you can locate your car if someone steals it that way.
Right. And so the mechanic ran away from the car because it had a tracking device. And so everybody just drove different cars to different paths.
Yeah,
And
like okay, so like the plan was this, right? Okay, so like they already know about the El Camino in Skinny Pete's house. So Skinny Pete's like, I'll stay here. I'll take the blame for it. I'll say that I was with Jesse and we traded cars, and so they think that Jesse is going to be in the Corolla. I think that's what the car was, and that's what Badger's driving because Badger's going to drive way to the border of Mexico. That way, they'll think that Jesse's running away to Mexico. When in actuality, Jesse is taking Badger's car and heading to see the Superior guy.
Yeah, and so what happens there is that when he goes to that apartment to find like the money so he can go to Alaska, it went to some sort of flashback where he also spoke and spoke with Todd and actually got out the cage.
Yeah, Todd is a sick son of a bitch, really.
he really is because he just let Jesse out from that cage, and then he has some sort of like assignments that he had to do. For example, he went to like some sort of place to get some sort of hood for the car. And then the second part that he went to was his house. He asked Jesse if he wanted some sort of beans or something. And then he saw like I guess some sort of house maiden or something, like the housekeeper.
Yeah, and like she found where his money was, so he's like, you know what? I have to kill her just because.
That was effed up. Like there was also because the main reason why she was killed was because he revealed that he has money and those encyclopedias, and that's how he hid the money for a long period of time.
But like, the thing about that really messed up about this guy though, Tyler, about Todd.
Well, besides him killing off the kid and also killing off the housekeeper.
But like, okay, so like he kept a tarantula. He kept that spider in his room.
Right, like that was the same spider from that the kid had from the time he killed him.
And then remember, like he strangled that maid with a belt, and he put that belt back on him.
Right.
Like this guy is like so nonchalant. Like I kill people and I keep souvenirs of what I killed them with.
Yeah, he's just so calm and thinks that it's nothing really, when in actuality it's actually really, really great what he did.
You think? Did you say what he did was great?
Grave. No. It's GRAVE.
You sure it's not GREAT?
I'm pretty sure. Like that's like one of the words that sounded like in English. Like you say grave or great, or like there's some people I talk to who are like the second language learners for English. They say like the word beaches, right? They sometimes they say beaches, right. Bitches. Yeah.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Yeah. But getting back to the movie, they went to like some sort of mountain place to bury the housekeeper.
Like they went to like the desert because like he wanted to give her a proper burial, even though he was the one who killed her.
Yeah, like he straight up asked freaking Jesse Pinkman, like, "Do you have any final words for that woman?" Like,
what the heck is wrong? Like, hey, you want to say something?
That is so like, what the hell? That's up to.
I thought that Joker had some dark humor.
Like Joker has like the darkest type of humor ever.
This is pretty dark. This is pretty dark too, man.
That is like really dark. Yeah, I agree. And then he freaking asks him, "Well, do you want some sort of pizza? What's your favorite type of?"
Wait. You gotta tell them the entire scene. You gotta explain everything that happened because, like, okay, so Jesse gets the gun from the car and he's like, "I'm gonna just shoot Todd," and Todd's like, "Oh, I was thinking since you were such a good boy, maybe I'll get you something special, like a beer or a pizza." What kind of pizza do you like, Jesse?
Pepperoni.
It's like, this guy he kills children, he threatened Brock, and he killed Andrea. And it's like, hey, Jesse, what kind of pizza do you like?
It's like so...
Hey, Jesse, you want some ice cream? Do you want to smoke?
That guy has some serious mental issues. So anyway, he goes inside of that apartment where Todd's apartment was, and he was looking for the money. There was like a time-lapse scene where he just looked at every place possible until he went to the refrigerator and found like there was like a bunch of money behind the door.
Yeah, I would never have looked inside a refrigerator for some money like that.
I wouldn't think that either. Like I thought it was actually pretty brilliant, really. Like you think
Like Vince gonna do the same thing in Better Call Saul. Like in Better Call Saul, there's a scene where Mike is looking for a tracking device, and it was hidden within like the gas area of like a car where you'd pump it. Right?
Right.
He's like he's good at picking these hiding spots. I swear.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, have he ever tried to done this kind of stuff before? I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, now funny story about that, right? Vince Gilligan was inspired to make Breaking Bad after an event happened.
Huh.
Yeah,
What
like
about,
he had. Yeah, there was a story behind it. Like I remember hearing about it a long time ago. Like Vince Gilligan, I think something about his friends, and they were just like talking about something. I don't know if they actually did something or not, but he came up with the idea just like out of nowhere. It seemed like about just like all this stuff happening. So I don't know. Maybe he did commit some crimes. I mean, this guy freaking pitched a show about a teacher becoming a drug dealer, which is kind of out there, and had them, burn bodies, So
Right.
maybe he did do something.
Yeah, I think maybe he probably know about this stuff because I guess some of it's like the stuff you learn from school about chemicals and acids. So
Oh yeah, about burning bodies and selling drugs.
yeah.
You just
But
learn about that stuff.
he goes back to Todd's apartment. He found the money in the refrigerator, and it turns out that they were like two posers as cops to
You
get.
shouldn't just jump. You should actually save their cops first, Tyler.
Oh man.
You should start off with that because, like, you should. Okay, you go in like this, like, so these are some cops coming in there, and Jesse thinks that I don't want to shoot this cop, and then he's like this really tense moment here where you think that okay, Jesse's gonna surrender to the cops and get arrested, and just it'll be over just like that, like really quick movie, I guess. But then it's like, oh no, these guys are fake cops.
Yeah. It's like but he noticed that they were fake. Yeah, like he had like these freaking. It was not handcuffs, but it was some sort of wire that they used to squeeze his hand.
Yeah, that was really weird. And then tried to gag him with a sock.
Yeah, fucking sock, really.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, I remember. It's just really a sock.
Yeah, these guys are terrible cops. Best cops ever. Police brutality, police brutality.
Oh yeah, we should definitely have the police cams to capture this kind of stuff when they start choking out people with socks.
But anyway, Jesse's like, I'll show you where the money is if you let me go.
Right. And so he decided to show them where the money was at, and that guy was like tripping balls when he saw the money. And
Yeah, like
then
okay, and Jesse's like, I'm taking like a third of this money, and they're like, oh no, you're not. And Jesse's like, oh well, I'm doing it. And the guy's like, well, I'll shoot you. And Jesse's like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead, shoot me. Everyone will know about it, including the neighbor across the door.
and of course, like as soon as he got the money, like the guy ended up saying, "You have balls, kid."
Everyone in the show has balls, man.
Okay, so what happened after that? He went to like this.
Wait. You should mention this. Is a really important point.
Okay.
These guys are responsible for setting up the lab in the Nazis' place, the one that kept Jesse hostage.
Oh, no,
They
yeah,
made it.
yeah, I forgot to mention that actually.
Yeah, they're the freaking dudes who made that place that kept him hostage all that time. And the
Right,
guy's like, I was waiting for you to recognize me.
right. Anyway, after that, he got the money. He went to this that vacuum cleaner place.
Oh yeah, the guy's name was like Robert Frost, right?
I think so. I forgot his name.
By the way,
But
you know something? What happened?
what?
He died.
What after the shooting of the movie?
Literally, yes.
Huh.
He just died like yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, like the movie came out and he just died.
Well, I guess there goes that character for future entries. But
Yeah, like a moment of silence for Robert Frost. I think that's his name. I gotta check. Oh, it was Robert Forrester.
wow, I just that's just sudden. But anyway, he went to the not mechanic. He went to the vacuum cleaner place. He attempted to do it like that password stuff to get like him to go wherever he wanted to go to escape. What was it, New Mexico? Yeah, New Mexico.
Yeah, he had to say that he wanted like a dust filter for his Megavac or something.
Yeah. Not only that, he had to freaking pay up like not only for the trip that he wants to get, but also the time that he left from the last trip.
And really, that was he deserves that, to be honest, because I mean Jesse had an opportunity to just leave and he didn't. So he kind of I don't feel bad. Like he deserved to pay extra money for that.
I feel the same way too. And then like Jesse was just begging and pleading the guy, "Hey, I'm just short off like from a few dollars or something. Please let me go to Alaska."
And the
He
guy and the guy like the superior tells him like he tells him straight, he's like, you and Walt and the lawyer, you all made your choices, this is all on you. You made your luck. And I guess that's the truth, really. They all chose to be in a drug business. Well, Jesse was kind of coerced, but he still joined willingly.
right. And then like he started to call the police. Jesse thought that he was not really calling the police, that he was actually, faking it.
That
But
was hilarious.
then the police actually came.
It's like this is like, oh well, if you called the police, you'd be putting yourself at risk. And how are you gonna explain me bringing all this money to your place? And it's like if you were on the cops calling them, you wouldn't just hang up on them, and then they'd call you right back, and then they just show up like right behind them.
Yeah. So he had to go back to those people that built the cage. And then one of them, like the same one that actually recognized Jesse, the one that also was that fake cop, he basically challenged Jesse to a duel to get the remaining money.
Wait. Quick comment. There's a cameo from this guy, right? This guy they called him Man Mountain, right? He's a
Yeah.
Better Call Saul. He was from season 1 and season 4. Really tall guy with the beard. He got a
Uh,
name. Like, the guy's name is Clarence now, apparently.
okay. He was the chauffeur, the guy who also got the prostitutes for them.
Yeah, like just a little trivia for Better Call Saul fans.
Okay. So getting back to that point, he went inside to see like the same people that actually disguised themselves as cops. One of them, the same one that actually recognized Jesse and called him that he has like balls. He basically challenged him to a duel if to get like the remaining money.
And the thing is,
Uh,
like Jesse, Jesse's skipping a really big part here about how like he called his parents actually too.
call his parents. Oh yeah, I forgot that point. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
like
he actually called his parents to let him know that he missed, like he what was, I forgot the exact details actually. Go on.
like okay, so like he called his parents because they were on the news saying that Jesse, turn yourself in, and he was like, "I saw you guys on television. I'm thinking of turning myself in. Can you pick me up, right?" And that was all just a ploy so that they would just leave the house and he would go inside and steal from them.
Right. Okay, I remember that now. So he did that as a ploy to go inside their house to steal the money that they had. So anyway, going back to that other point,
But instead, they got the guns from them instead.
yeah, the guns. So he used those guns against those that guy that challenged him for a duel. Then
But
the
see,
other
he was really clever about that too. Like the guy thought he had a 22, right?
yeah.
And like he had it like right in front of him. Like the guy just saw that small gun and he's like, "Oh yeah, no big deal, it's just a 22." But he had like a second gun in his like pocket, just covered. You wouldn't even know about it. So the guy's thinking, "Okay, no big deal. I'll shoot him with my 45, no problem." But Jesse's like, "Oh no, well I'll use the other gun and shoot you instead right before you do it."
And then of course he started shooting the other guy who was his partner that helped him with the money stuff. And then of course like he threatened the other three guys that were alive,
He's like,
telling them
I have your wallets. I mean, I have your licenses. I know where you live. If you call the cops, I'm going after all you guys."
So then he goes to the freaking, what was that same guy with the vacuum cleaners. He went there, and then he went to Alaska.
Oh, but they have that weird moment though, right, where they have like Walt come back.
Yeah, and then they also had like the dead girlfriend.
Yeah, but like you should like talk about the Walt moment for a minute, right?
Okay, so there has been some sort of, I guess, discussion on Twitter or whatever social media accounts where people said that the ball spot, not ball spot, excuse me, the
The
ball.
bald spot when he's bald. Yeah.
Okay, that his baldness, like they think there's some sort of cap to make him look bald or something.
Yes, true. It's actually a bald cap.
And honestly, I don't think it was actually noticeable. Really.
I didn't know at all. Period. Even after I heard about it, I checked, and I still really didn't notice. But everyone says it's so noticeable.
I don't think it was. It looked like he was actually bald.
See,
This is
I don't got a problem with it. Actually, I don't.
like basically he had a chat with Jesse saying that he should probably look into college, the typical adult stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess even as a drug lord, he still has his own principles.
Like he should probably, be some sort of business, degree or something.
As I said, that Jesse was lucky to not waste his life to do something special.
Right.
Because I mean, Walt was like in his 50s when he started doing drugs, well, selling drugs.
Yeah. But before he was started selling drugs, he was like a school teacher and at that what was the car wash? Yeah, the car wash.
That was a very degrading job.
Honestly, it's kind of funny, like how by the time like it was the final season of Breaking Bad, he was actually the boss of that car wash with that drug money.
Yeah, yeah. Talk about payback.
Now everybody else is degraded from that, not him. Because he's the one making the money. He's the one being in charge of people.
Oh yeah, he's also murdering people.
Yeah.
It's really funny because like the media loves Breaking Bad, and that's pretty violent. But Joker, like 3 people die. It's like it'll cause anarchy.
It's kind of funny. Like, if you look into like the series history, like first we have, of course, like people getting melted into buckets in this show. We have like a lot of people freaking getting shootouts with
And
the
run
gun
over.
and run over. So it's actually this
Plane
movie.
crashes.
Yeah, this show is actually more violent than Joker if you really compare it.
Freaking planes crashing, people getting poisoned, people getting chopped in the neck.
Yeah, it's actually more violent than Joker if you compare it side by side, really.
Actually, I mean, like cutting the throat. Like he freaking cut Victor's throat.
With the box cutter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's actually way, way, way more violent. The same people that love Breaking Bad are complaining just how violent Joker is. It's not that.
It's like it'll cause anarchy. People are saying it's gross. Yeah, like it's so much worse, and you gotta be kidding.
Yeah, it's actually one of the tamer movies I've seen this year in terms of violence. Actually,
it's like only 3 people get killed. Basically, only like 3 people. Actually, we know.
Yeah, it was like there's 3 people on the subway, and then the Robert De Niro's character.
And there's like this one guy that's a clown apparently, but like okay, so not 3, like 5 people. Okay,
it's like a low body count, really.
I mean, we get like more people killed in every Marvel film than that.
Honestly, it's funny because like the violence in the Marvel movies are not actually graphic. It's just, I guess, in the middle of not like between the graphic and not too graphic.
It's like okay, so the violence in that one, it wasn't really so much like overblown. It's just like it felt realistic. That was it.
Right.
But back to this anyway.
Back to the story. So he was talking about how Jesse should be like a business major.
Yeah, he has experience in business. Selling drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, do you think that since he actually Bryan Cranston returned for that small scene that he might also return for Better Call Saul?
I kind of wonder about that.
I mean, if he actually got paid to do that one short scene, then imagine how much he would get paid for returning in Better Call Saul.
I mean, it's not really even like about money. It's like they've been waiting to bring them back for like a long time. Like, they've been waiting to have Jesse and Walt come back. Like every season of Better Call Saul, they have a trailer where Bryan Cranston's like, "Oh, hi guys, I'm not going in this season." That's what he just says. Yeah, like I'm not even joking. Like he posts videos on YouTube, and it's like, "Hi, I'm here. I'm producing episodes. I'm watching. I might direct one day, but I'm not in it."
I think for the case of Bryan Cranston, he actually did direct some episodes for Breaking Bad. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, like it's like he'll just say that instead that, "Oh yeah, well, I'm not in it." But you see, I kind of there's this weird part about like this episode when this movie, when he does arrive, right? When he like first comes down the hall, right? Like, when does that take place, and what the heck is going on?
Beats me.
I mean, like, okay, so first we see Jesse in a bath with ice, and then he's on the phone, kind of flirting with Walt a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
It was like,
Then,
"Hey, you miss me? I miss you. Tell me how you're gonna commit." I
okay.
mean, it wasn't like it was like, what the heck is going on? And then they end up in a diner. Like, what the heck was going on? Like, when what was it like? Still, was it like was it when Jesse was going to rehab or something? When the heck did that take place?
Okay, there's a comment that basically tell me right now that someday I have to do it like a stream in Spanish. Don't worry, no pasa nada. I'll do it like a freaking stream in Spanish someday, maybe today, later
You're getting
on.
comments?
Yeah, I'm reading the comments right now.
Oh, I didn't know we got comments. Who's actually watching? Like,
Yeah. There's a guy from Spain. He basically he's telling me right now that he doesn't know English, but I should probably do like a stream in Spanish. Yeah. But anyway, going back to the discussion, like what happened after that is that yeah, he went to Alaska. He had like these flashbacks of his girlfriend.
yeah, his first girlfriend Jane. That was nice.
Yeah, like the thing about her is like I think it was like his real first love before the second girlfriend.
I mean, like he was with Wendy before, but they were just kind of doing their
Yeah, it
thing.
was like their fuck buddies. That's all
Yes,
they
yes.
were, just fuck buddies.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of cool, you know. But like, he actually liked Jane, and then she got killed because Walt didn't save her.
Right.
I mean, what do you think? That was pretty effed up.
That was very effed up.
But I mean, like, I guess, like from Walt's point of view, right? Do you think that like Walt, he like they were both shooting up, they were doing what was it like? What were they doing?
I'm trying to remember.
With the needle. Was that what was that?
The needle. Oh my god, I forgot.
But like they were injecting themselves with needles.
Oh yeah, heroin.
All right, so they're doing
The
heroin.
heroin, yeah.
And I mean, they had all this money, and they were going to go to Alaska or some other place or Thailand. I don't know where they were going. They probably were going to die if they were going to keep doing that.
Right. It was some. I think it was. No, it wasn't. I mean, first it was heroin. There was something really strong. It was something stronger than heroin.
Cocaine?
I forgot the name of the drug, but
Meth?
it was like some sort of drug where they put like the needle into their arms. They just go into a trance and then they just sleep. But if you go on your back of your head, you start to choke on your own vomit.
So, yeah, and plus, remember, Jane did threaten that she would reveal Walt's, identity to the cops, didn't she?
I think so.
So, I mean, from his point of view, do you understand why he did what he did?
Yeah.
I mean, still pretty effed up, though. I guess he
Yeah.
did love her, so that was really messed up.
Yeah. So, what's your final thoughts about this whole movie? Was it good to you? Was it bad?
Well, like I said, it was Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've watched this like 3 times. You've watched it 1 time.
Yeah.
So I've just been trying to. I'm just kind of, if I were to say something, right? This movie is unnecessary but satisfactory.
Okay.
If you get what I'm saying, like we didn't really need to know because his story was kind of we didn't in the exact same kind of spot. Like we see him leave under the impression that he's going to become a better person, and that's exactly what happens. Like he escapes, and he ends up in a better predicament. But it was still a nice journey going through it.
Right. Like, it's like, how people were saying that like the movie Blade Runner didn't need a sequel? Well, when the sequel came out, like it was really good. Like it was like the sequel that nobody wanted, but we were happy to get. It's the same thing for like this movie. Like you didn't really ask for this movie for this movie to happen, but I'm glad it actually happened.
Well, a lot of people did ask for it to happen, which is why it kind of was created. But I mean, I say this much, okay? It was worth it for the performances of like Skinny Pete. That was pretty good, and also Todd. Those performances made it worth it. And also, like Jesse Pinkman was perfect.
Yeah, there was also, of course, Aaron Paul. Was it? That's the guy's name, Aaron Paul?
Yes, his real name.
Okay, so the performance of Aaron Paul was also really, really intense. It was actually, it seemed as though he's developed much more as an actor the last time he played in Breaking Bad. He did a fantastic performance in this movie.
Yeah, like so, the performances I think made it worth it, and the character development I think really added to the series, which was great.
Yeah, I also like how the movie just takes a sweet time. I also like how it's kind of clearly influenced by the Western, like the slow pace and everything else, the duel.
That's every episode of the series, Tyler.
I mean, yeah, of course, it's like every episode is like, influenced by the Westerns from the past.
Yeah, like every episode, like we need scenes of them, like
Walking in the desert.
and like eating cereal and going to the doctor, and then people getting
Yeah.
blown up.
Yeah.
But okay, so like it was good, for fans of Jesse Pinkman, you're gonna enjoy it. You get the send off that you've been waiting for 6 years.
Right. I think I'll give like this movie an 8 out of 10. What would you give it?
You're gonna go 7.
Okay. And I haven't checked the ratings for Rotten Tomatoes, but then again, they're not that great anyway.
I don't care about Tomatoes anymore, man.
Yeah.
They want to give like freaking Batwoman, all these critics like we want to give it like such a freaking like I think like 90 at first or something, and everyone gave it like a 3% or something or an 8%.
Right.
I don't care about Rotten Tomato.
Yeah. There was like also they gave Dave Chappelle special like what was it, a 3 or like a less than like a 10 or something.
Yeah, like the critics all gave it like some ridiculous low score, and all the fans gave it like a 90.
Yeah, I never see like a fan divide between like the critics and and like the people who like this stuff.
And like there's like tons of critics, right? There's like no critic reviews like on it. So it's like maybe like 7 people last time I checked. Like no one even really want to review it apparently.
Wow.
So like that's just unbiased, I guess. Yeah, totally unbiased.
Yeah, there was also like the divide with like what was it, the remake for Ghostbusters, where the critics liked Ghostbusters more than the fans.
That was the beginning of critics just being.
And then it was also Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
I am not gonna get over that movie.
Where basically like the critics had like a higher score than the actual fans of the franchise.
Yeah, I'm not getting over that.
Yeah. No, it was also the new Godzilla movie that came out. They also had a fan divide between the critics and the fans. Like they were saying there was too much monster fights. I'm like, come on, it's about Godzilla. It's about monster fights.
It's called King of the Monsters. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Political debates.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Let's see. I'm trying to think what other kind of shows that actually have a different divide between the fans and the critics.
Well, there was Captain Marvel. I guess.
Captain Marvel.
That one, like, everyone dropped it down. They dropped it down to like a 20%, and then they got rid of all the deleting thousands. Like I think like maybe like so many like 18,000 reviews or whatever. I mean, they weren't reviews. They were like comments and like people like saying like interest was really low.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they actually had bot reviews. Like they actually had like they have like bots, and we know they're bots because they have like the exact same comment over and over and over.
Right. So I guess my final words for this stream is like, if you guys like Breaking Bad, if you guys like Better Call Saul, just check out this show. And I guess you should probably plug in your social media accounts or YouTube or whatever, so I could, people could see your stuff.
Don't really do anything, no.
Oh, so it's just, I guess just go to Dislike Bomb's channel. It's just literally type in Dislike Bomb for YouTube, and you'll find his channel.
All you're gonna find is me just like doing nothing because I haven't been posting in so long.
Right, and of course, for my case, you can find me on various social medias on Twitter.com, minds.com, facebook.com. What else? Probably something else I probably forgot right now. And also
You gotta
YouTube.
you have a Patreon for that.
Yeah, I also have the Patreon if you want to support me financially. So there's that.
He needs to buy a house. He's like totally homeless right now.
Yeah, please help my homeless expenses right now.
Yeah, he's a homeless black guy. You need to support him.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all we have to say about this show. And I guess we'll see you all next time.
See ya.
Adios.
生きるリバサイガスの吹き溜まりはまっちまったやつほど口が悪いここじゃ成功ってやつ雲隠れ俺たちの未来と空の色はグレー